Mic check, mic check. Let's go. You are now tuning in to one of the best trading shows on YouTube. Let's get this party started. All right, cool. So, looking at everything that was taking place yesterday, remember I started looking for buys in this area off of that previous daily level. Turns out, beautiful idea, very choppy delivery. Price stayed in this area for 3 sessions and then finally delivers. So the buys were pretty clean from there. The idea was clean, the delivery was trash. So we know that's going to happen sometimes, so you can't really feel too bad about that loss. And now you have 930 opening here. Notice 930 does not take out much, right? 930 hasn't taken out anything here. Let's go Russell. Same thing here. 930 hasn't taken out anything. It just pushes higher. And now we're generating this internal liquidity. Excellent. So now we'll see how 10 a.m. responds. Excuse me. But I like how the overnight session really didn't take much of a sweep. It just accumulated and then shot up towards these highs here. So that tells me this could be a bearish type of move here. We'll see. I'm going to go check this NFP data real quick. We're pushing back into a bearish order block. Nice rejection off of it. You know what I mean? So this could be bearish. Just depends on how it responds here. Beautiful bearish order block right here. Also bearish fair value gaps. Whichever way you put it, pretty clean. For some resistance. All right. Really, really nice. All right. So what I'm looking for is how does 10 a.m. respond to this bearish reaction so far? 8:30 news shot up. Let me check the news report. See if there's anything worth noting here. All right. Today is August 7th. Unemployment rate came in good. Payrolls, oh my goodness. Average yearly earnings, U.S. payrolls down. Look at this. Everything came back red and underneath expectations. That's not funny. Everything came back red, which could be the catalyst for a nice sell-off. Here we go. This is what we have to work with. Bless me. This is what we have to work with. Look at all the red. Negative 23,000 jobs. 30.2, 30K. Right? Not really bullish data. Market can do whatever it wants, but that's what you want to see if you're a bear. Previous daily high gets tapped into. Nice rejection off of that. 930 pushes up. This could be your Judas. We're getting that market structure shift right now. Ideally, this holds up for the 10 a.m. retest. And here we are right now. I see some people in buys already. That's crazy. That's crazy, right? All right, cool. So here goes 10 a.m. Mark that off. I want to know what happens. I would love to see 10 a.m. just open higher here and respect this area up here as well. But we'll see. This is what I'm looking for. Just to push back into here, break a structure, and short. And then before I get too carried away, which one's weaker? The weaker asset would be, looks like NASDAQ. Puts in that high. Higher time frame, we know NASDAQ is much weaker. ES made an all-time high, so yeah. That's the one thing that makes me feel maybe this is still bullish, even if it looks bearish right now. Because ES took that all-time high so easily. But can't really let that lock your bias up here. All right, here we go. 10 a.m. starting to expand lower. We'll see. I'll give this a few minutes to play out here. But that's the game plan. If price decides to push lower here, sweep out these pre-market lows, then I'm expecting higher. All right, it's that simple. Either retest up here, drop, or open lower and flip back bullish. Nice, nice. So I like how the Russell and the YM, they give you a Judas lower, right? You see 930 actually sweeps a good amount and then flips. And now 10 a.m. opens back into this range. You have this last down close candle here. That could be your catalyst for higher. So that's a good bullish idea over here on the others. Something like that. All right. Nice flip back above. You could probably try that. And then same thing over here. You see the same narrative where you're getting 10 a.m. opening lower. Now, if we get that flip back above these levels here, I would consider buying that. You even got this down close candle. Yeah. Buddy, what are you doing? But yeah, if this doesn't hold, then look for another order block. Looks pretty weak now. Yeah. But we're chilling. NFP Friday. Hopefully the volume is pretty solid. So far it's okay. We want to see some type of clear transition here for a decent idea. All right. Yeah, I think this is going to end up bullish based on the power of 3, depending on how we see price react in the next like 30 minutes to an hour. There it is. Alerts going off. Look across the board. Nice, nice, nice. All right, so this is looking like a buy idea unfolding. All right, let's see if we get some sort of order block here to work with. All right, nice. You get this 5-minute order block down here. See if price wants to retest it or not. All right, so looking at this move lower, I think there's SMT. I'm looking for it, yeah. So I'll be looking to buy ES. NASDAQ is the one that takes out this low here. Very subtle, but ES is also stronger on the higher time frame. All right, so I'm wondering if price decides to pull back, or do I get in here? Let's wait for this 6-minute candle here to close. Got a nice range here. All right, cool. And I will be probably limiting myself to one idea today. So no trades after this one. This one should be a banger though. It looks pretty clean. Overnight session showed that aggressiveness. We tap into bearish territory and then we fail to really go bearish here. Notice we just generate liquidity, sweep out lows, and then immediately flip back bullish. On top of that, the power of 3 opens lower here, gives you a nice transition for higher. So let's see if this plays out. And like I said, I'll be looking to trade ES today. A simple pullback into this yellow area would be fine with me. A pullback and then a turn from this area. Really nice. All right, cool. Let's see. What a great day to not take a trade. I'm letting it run to London's low. Wish me luck. I guess $50 is true. Be careful with the shorts. All right, we go. 50 seconds left until this 6-minute candle closes. The 5-minute candle closed already. Looks like we're going to get this 5-minute imbalance here. Right above 10 a.m., right above the previous daily high. So I would anticipate a retest of this area before taking off. Look at that. Tanya just bought it. Let me show you what she just bought. She literally just bought the market structure shift we were talking about. Here's that trade. I'm not buying it yet, but I get the idea that she's going for. Bought it right after that market structure shift. All right, let's see if it pulls back here. No way. It's trying to run, huh? You guys know how these candles work. 1 minute they're bullish, next minute they're stopping you out. So I'm trying to be patient here. I'm looking at this 5-minute gap and this 6-minute down close candle here. There we go. Good job. There goes that pullback. There we go. So once this candle closes here, I would imagine we get a pullback into that 5-minute gap. That's the game plan. Pull back into here, look for a flip, take the trade, put a safe stop, walk away. This thing is running, guys. That's crazy, right? The time you try and wait for a pullback, it's like it's running. Mm, 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 mm. And I like how we had this rejection here off this 930 price. That could be a sign that it may not pull back. Yeah. And then we're already at this high. Yeah. If we don't get a pullback, I'm just gonna have to accept that I missed this one somehow. ES didn't pull back at all. We just flipped this and just ran higher. Typically there's a pullback though. Come on. Oh yeah. Maybe that 1030 candle here in the next 3 minutes opens lower here. Gives you that retest for an entry. Would be extremely clutch. Because I don't see an entry. I really don't. Unless you entered inside of this 2-minute fair value gap here. Like Tanya did. Tanya, I think that's where she bought it. 1 minute gap in here somewhere. Yeah, right here. But man, that's strange. None of them have pulled back except for YM. YM did pull back. Oh yeah. YM gave you the flip here. Flips 10 a.m. and then taps it right here for your long. Yeah, YM gave it to you. Nothing else though. Closed above 930, retest 930. Yeah. I'm thinking this is your pivot right here. It didn't want to pull all the way down. So yeah, I'm gonna miss this one. Unless it just blesses us with a pullback. You see this wick right here? Yeah. It closed through all of these levels here that we were looking at. And then it dipped right into this wick, and that was all it needed. No way. No way. There goes the highs on ES. There really wasn't much of a dip on ES either, yeah. This area right here. It's all good. Like you can't catch all of them, but the idea is to be on the right side, right? We were able to identify that the power of 3 wanted higher. Yeah, bro. So this is why you beware of the shorts. This is why 10 a.m. opens lower. The other members of the crew give you a Judas at 9:30. But the cool thing is these haven't taken that high yet, so we could get a pullback here that gives you a chance at an entry. We'll see, but we'll see. We shall see. We take out this high on ES. None of the others have taken it out, which kind of makes me think that there will be more upside because these haven't taken their draw either. So let's see if we can just catch a play here. There we go. Pull back and look for some entry levels here. There we go. There we go. Takes this high, right? It should give you that pull back and respect something in here. Maybe this previous daily high. What just happened? Maybe this previous daily high gets respected. That would be clean. And then looking over here, we have that 930 price once again that could be respected and retested here. 10-minute gap, 5-minute gap. Okay, there it is. You got a nice 5-minute order block there as well. All right, yeah, we're chilling. Let's see if we can get this play here. Like I mentioned, ES will be my focus here. Come on, dip a little bit further. It just makes it harder to play this when it doesn't want to dip. But realistically, if we're looking at what was printed, right, on this move up, you have these lower time frame order blocks sitting right in here. If we start to turn from here, I'll probably take this because we have this down close candle here at 1022. Nice reaction off of it a couple times. Now we're pushing back into it, showing more rejection. Yeah, we start flipping here along ES on the idea of order block SMT, where the NASDAQ taps into that order block, and then the same order block over here is not even being tested. All right. That would be my pivot. So let's see. Yeah, I think that's going to be my play, guys. A subtle pullback into one of these order blocks, respect price, continue higher. Let's see. Same thing over here where we have some order blocks to work with. Bingo. After that, break of structure. There we go. Excellent. Nice. So just waiting for some sort of flip back bullish here to get involved. There we go. Now we're pushing back towards all of the stuff that was pretty much left behind here. Let's go. All right, nice. Got some fair value gaps. Clean this up a bit. Bias is pretty much locked right now. I'm looking for the buy. Just need a clean flip, bullish. See what that looks like. There we go. Price dipping back into that imbalance. There we go. Now we get to see the real heart of this buy idea retested. Beautiful. I'm probably going with like 5 micros on the ES, but this is beautiful. The gap is being filled. Now I'm looking for a simple, really nice. This is nice, man. NASDAQ is tapping into the original down close candle range from 1006. ES is tapping into the gap, leaving that order block open, which is a good sign for higher. I'm looking for a clean flip here. Same idea. And I will try this. All right, cool. Game plan is set. 5 micros long above here. Yeah, about 11-point stop, 1.5 R. Reduce risk at this high here. And that's it. All right, here we go. Here we go, man. We're seeing that volume, right? And it looks like this order block is our candidate here for right now, at least. This down close candle had a nice rally. Tap into it, completely stall. You're getting that flip here. I'm gonna long this now, guys. That is a 1 minute candle though. Let's see if we get this 2 minute candle. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna long it there. Just on the idea that we are back into this area down here. It could be early, man, because NASDAQ didn't do anything here. NASDAQ didn't do anything here. But ES gave it. Let's look around. Let's look around. All right, we're tapping back into this order block on the YM, showing some life. Price is inside of that fair value gap over here, tapping 930, showing some life. I'm gonna give it a chance, man. Hopefully this is just an easy pivot, man, because everything has been laid out for us already. I'm just looking for that push higher, like 250 on this. And this 2 minute closure pretty much is what I'm using here. It didn't break it like I wanted to, but it looked like it was about to try to run, right? So that's why I was like, all right, let me get in here. I was looking for a closure above 77.72 on the ES. See, I don't like when it does stuff like this. It gives you a lot of volume and then it just flattens out. Turns into a wick. All right, so you see NASDAQ starting to give you that push. Boom, boom, 1 minute. I'm looking for price to tap back into one of these 1 minute bearish candles and skyrocket. See this series of bearish candles here? There's another one here. I'm looking for price to tap into one of these and just skyrocket. That'll let me know which one of these bearish candles is our catalyst. I would say this one, the one that's being tapped into right now, because of how price responded to the low here. Notice price could not close through this body low of this 1039 candle. So I would anticipate this one right here to be the pivot, 1039. And then if we look over here on the NASDAQ, 1039 is right here as well. So let's see if that ends up being the support I'm looking for. It should, honestly. Looks like it wants to be. And then now we're back above that previous daily high. Set some alerts up here because once these highs get taken out, go ahead and start managing the trade. All right, that's that level set. Add some alerts here. And I am going to literally walk away, man. This is my only idea for today. You guys can see the bullish idea. Whether it plays out or not, you can't really let that bother you because sometimes the market decides to just lag and go nowhere. Other times, it gives you a clean trade off the same idea. So we'll see. I got this going here. I got my alert set. We are cooking here. We are cooking, chat. See if we get a nice reward out of this one. All right, cool. So my alerts go off here. I'm going to reduce some of this risk right now. All right. I wanted to take some partials at this high, but what I'll do is I'll just reduce my risk to about 200 bucks here. 220 bucks. Take a few points off, about a point and a half. I was supposed to partial here. I wasn't at my desk, but clean though, right? The draw was higher. We take this high. If price wants to slam off of this high, then so be it. But like I mentioned, the power of three pointed us to the buy. The buy took us to this high, which was checkpoint number one. And now if the market is truly interested in higher, this is where you should see that continuation, because the others have not taken this high yet, like I mentioned previously. So reduce my risk here just a bit, put my stop underneath these lows, all right, anticipating price to want higher. And then I'll set another alert up here. I'll take a partial up here just because of how slow this is, and then see how this plays out. All right, there we go. About 10 points there. Nice. Did the others take that high yet? Not yet. So yeah, just let this one run. Probably, yeah, my stops are at a good spot here. Yeah, really nice trade. Just looking for that follow through that since all of these higher could lead to a very big buy move. Very clean. Nice. Yeah. So about 11 points now. Cool. NQ has a long way to go for this high here. So, but notice the areas of interest, right? Notice these order blocks that I highlighted, they held up perfectly. This was the first down close candle that I was watching. Once we started breaking structure, I wanted to see price retest the down close candle. So here goes the second one right here. Now that price is maintaining here, I'm ready to buy it. And price gives you a nice expansion here. Same thing over here. NASDAQ, we highlighted this last bearish candle before the move higher. I said that if price pushed into this area and maintained anything, I would be buying the first flip. And you get that flip and boom. There it is. About 80 points right now on the NASDAQ. But NASDAQ is a little bit weaker. So that's why I ended up taking ES. ES takes the high first. Bang, bang. Super clean. Like, and this is the type of stuff that makes you stick to the strategy, right? Because yesterday I took this same trade and got stopped out. But it doesn't faze me because I've seen these trades play out so many times that if it doesn't hit my TP, it's simply because the market just doesn't want to go anywhere for that session, which is fine. That's going to happen. But here we go. About 13 points here. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful push. Give me that. Let me see. I said, come here. So actually, guys, I'm going to take this. Yeah, I think I'm going to take this. Because it's a Friday and it's 11:30. I'll take my 13 points. All right. I'm going to screenshot this, drop it in the chat. Let's see if NASDAQ can hit this level by the end of today's session. But super clean. I'm happy with that. All right, here I'll do a quick breakdown. We had 10 a.m. open here, right here. What do you notice? Power of 3, 10 a.m. opens lower, immediately taking out lows. We get a divergence on that. This serves as my 10 a.m. Judas. Once I see that, excuse me. Once I see that, I'm immediately expecting a flip. Once I see the flip, I'm looking for a retest. Here goes your retest. Here goes your break. There goes my entry. And there goes TP. It's really that simple. And if you struggle, catching trades, tune in to our live stream. It's free every single day on YouTube. See if that changes your trading at all. One of the best live streams simply because we're consistent. All right. And I will catch you guys next time. This is a wrap on today's episode with Trade Spark TV. If you guys have any questions, jump in the Discord, shoot me a message, drop a like on the stream if you guys had a good session. And yeah, you guys take it easy. God bless. Enjoy your weekend. I'm out of here. Peace.